sometimes we also need a few different whys. Sometimes we need a few different reasons. One of my main reasons is because, I worked at Walgreens Pharmacy and I spent a considerable amount of my working years uh, working for them. And I just knew that I deserved more. I knew that there was a lot more out there for me. I knew that no matter what I did there at the company, I still wasn't going to be totally fulfilled. And just getting out of that zone and trying something different. I didn't even know what it was, but just what it was that I had to try. But I knew that trying something different would give me a sense of relief, a sense of, you know, at least you put an effort in. And sometimes that's where we need to be. Sometimes we need to be in a position of at least we put an effort in. So that was one of my whys. And then as I got a little older and I started to have more serious relationships, like with my wife, and then we started to have children, then they became my why, right? So now my why is, I grew up extremely poor, and so one of my whys was I never wanted my children to experience that, to experience having to go hungry, to experience having, your hot water shut off, or having to take cold showers in winter, right? Having no heat in the winter. I never wanted my children to experience that. So it became my why as to why I must make something work. So when you have a very powerful why, then you're going to push through those moments when you think that you can't do it, which is natural because every single one of us experiences those at those moments at some point, right? And then as I continued to get older and my mother continued to get older, right? And she started to depend on me more, right? As her son, who she looked at as the individual that can care for her, that can, be there when she needs me. She became another why of mine. So do you see how you have multiple whys over time, and your whys can change as well, right? So I always wanted to be able to, again, like I said, we grew up really poor. So my mom, she never got a chance to experience travel and just eating amazing foods and living, debt free, and just experiencing the things that she truly deserves to experience, right? So I took it upon myself as her son to take her across the planet on some amazing trips, to give her a life where she just doesn't have to worry about anything. She doesn't have to worry about money. She doesn't have to worry about how her bills are going to get paid or how her mortgage is going to get paid, right? She doesn't have to worry about a car payment or any of that. So think about what your why is, and then write that down. And sometimes, again, you're going to have multiple whys. So if you have a few different whys, and sometimes your whys can be really selfish. It's okay. They can be ego-driven, right? I want to make X number of dollars. That is totally okay, because that was one of my whys as well. To make $1 million in a year, totally fine. To see every state in the United States, right? To travel the planet and see multiple countries. To jump in a huge RV and drive across country, right? And up the Pacific Highway once we got to the West Coast. So sometimes your whys can be a little bit superficial. They can be egotistical. That's fine, right? But you must have a why, because that will help push you through when it gets tough, when you have those blah moments. So this podcast was a little bit longer than normal, but I wanted to share that with you because that's going to be super, super, super important for you to be successful at Kindle publishing or anything in life, to be honest with you. So I hope you got a lot out of this. Let me know if you guys are interested in this type of material as well, me covering things like this, because this is not directly Kindle publishing related, right? But it is that surface level support that helps you to do well with Kindle publishing. So if you want me to talk about mindset and motivation and things like goal setting, please let me know in the comments. And as always, go ahead and share what you think was your best moment out of this podcast. Let me know. what you appreciate out of what I just shared with you. So go ahead, post it in comments. I love reading what you guys have to say. And let me also know, what is it that you're finding the most difficult uh, of this entire Kindle publishing process. And I'll be sure to cover that in a future podcast. I'll see you soon. And if you don't have the Kindle Cash Flow program, visit www.kindlecashflow.com. I'll see you.